Hello, everybody. So today we're going to talk about the three basic types of bombing techniques: the dive, the toss, and the pop-up. These three bombing techniques form the basics and sort of overall options that you have, other than a level bomb drop, for attacks against targets. Now, these at least form the basics. There's ways that you can combine the two techniques and ways that you can use it with other flight members. But today we're just going to show you how each one of these is set up and how it's executed against ground targets. So today we're going to be bombing with 4 Mark 82s, and I'm going to demonstrate each one of the techniques. So the first one that we will start with is a dive bomb. Now, a dive bomb is set up by simply diving at a target between a range of 20 to 30 degrees down towards a target so that the bomb's fall is predictable and will hit in a very specific area. Now, this has the plus that you will get a high accuracy out of it. The downside is that because the bomb's fall is predictable, your path is extremely predictable as well, making this attack method highly susceptible to ground fire and AAA fire at the bottom of your pullout of the dive, along with your run-in, as there is only a certain direction you can go. So, what we're going to do is we're going to keep the target about 30 to 40 degrees off to our left or right. In this case, the target's located at the red smoke. We're going to keep it about that distance, about that angle. The 20 to 30 degree offset is done to be able to keep visual contact on the target. This is done because the front dash, where all the instruments are displayed, pretty much keeps the pilot from maintaining visual contact with the target if it is directly between the 11 and 1 o'clock position in front of the aircraft. In order to be able to maintain visual contact, the pilot must offset the aircraft, and in doing so will allow the aircraft to be able to be easily banked into the target and put the aircraft's nose on the target before releasing the weapon. We're starting at about 9,000 feet for this one. Give us enough time for lineup. And once we have it where we want it, we're going to roll over, pull towards it, roll out 20 degrees down, and then we're going to line the drop line up on a target. And then we're just going to wait for the pipper to come across the target. And when it crosses, we're going to release. Bombs away. Pulling off hard left. And impact. So that was the dive. Next, we're going to do a similar attack, which is known as the pop-up, which is mainly used in being able to come in low against a target that you know where it is, and be able to climb up and execute a dive against a target. Now, this is very useful for going up against defended targets with non-precision AAA. For that, I mean anything that's not a SP AAA unit, like a ZSU-23, as your movements will be slightly more erratic to the gunners than a simple dive bomb. Now, the end of it is a very basic dive bomb, but what we're going to start out with is coming in very low. It's going to come in at about 500 feet off the deck. We're going to put the target at the same distance. However, instead of rolling in towards it, we're going to pitch up about 20 degrees, climb, keep the target at about the same distance, climb to about 6,000 feet, maybe a little higher. So we increased our rate of climb to 40 degrees, rolling over towards the target, line up the CCRP drop line. We have the bomb fall line aligned. We are going to wait for release.
Altitude.
A little shallow. Bombs away, incoming fire.
Altitude. Altitude.
Good hits. Alright. So the last one is a toss bombing. And this is a little more accurate with a laser guided bomb, as the laser will help guide the bomb onto the target. So this is more useful for if you need to affect an area. Essentially, if you need to hit a target that covers a wide area and you don't want to get near it. This is also going to be a little more accurate with the DTOS bombing mode, which will be coming to the Viper later. Or rather, very soon. So what we're first going to do is we're going to find a target. Not very hard out here. Okay, now that we've designated a target, we're going to come in at a slightly higher altitude than our pop-up, because we need to have the targeting pod keep a sight line on it. And we're going to follow this in, follow the CCRP drop line in on this heading until we reach 30 seconds. You can see on the HUD we're at 33, 32, 31, 30. We're going to pitch up to approximately 25 to 30 degrees up and hold in a climb. 5 seconds to release. 4, 3, press. 2, 1, 0. Bombs away. The bomb is away. We're high, and if we wanted to avoid a radar, a IR SAM, we could immediately duck back down, popping flares all the way down. As you can see, the bomb impact crater from that was just a little bit too far. So, toss bombing, not precision accurate, but it gets the job done for when you need it. Anywho, I hope this basic overview of the 3 bombing techniques helps you, and I will see you in the next video.